Oh, hello there! How are you doing? Peter here, and today I'm going to be giving you my top 5 tips to get better at League of Legends. Now, my first tip is to watch streamers, YouTubers, and the LCS. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, it's very simple. If you go see the good streamers, the good YouTubers like Red Mercy, like CHD, like Ankle Spanking, like Captain Monk, like I Am Goes, like Trick2G, many others, I'm a Cutie Pie, many others, you're going to learn a lot about the game. Because they normally specialize in one role, and they are very good at it, and they are very entertaining, and it's pretty good to watch. Now, LCS. LCS is a different world, okay? Take everything you see and hear from LCS with a grain of salt, please. Please, don't go solo queue, and try to do a 4-man push in a bot lane at the 3-minute mark. It won't work. People won't follow you. That's not what I'm talking about. What you gotta listen to is the casters, the commentators, because they tell you so much about the game. What is good, what is bad, what to do here, what to do there. Something about the early, the mid, the late game. It's really damn good for you if you want to learn. They talk about the abilities of the champion. They talk about cooldown. They talk about items. They talk about everything. It's very good to learn. Now, it is time consuming, but if you want to get better at the game, that's one of the best ways that you have. Tip number 2. Try to master 1 or 2 roles and have a pool of champions for each. Now, having a pool of champions is very good to adapt to either your team composition or to the enemy composition. Now, if your team needs a tank, for example, you gotta pick a tank like Chen, like Gnar, like any other tank in the game. If your team needs damage, you go Fiora, go Lissandra, go whatever it is, okay? You gotta adapt to your team, and for that you need to have a pool of champions, so that you are good at many of them, that fill many roles, and then you can adjust to what your team needs. Now, also counterplay, because as you know, in this game there are some counters, and if the enemy team has a lot of species, you're probably going to want a lot of CC, so that you can lock them down and just burst them to heck. No? That's what I'm talking about. Now, why master 1 or 2 roles? Simply because you want to carry games. Not just in a way or shape or form that you might be thinking. No, I'm not telling you to go mid with Talon or mid with Zed. I'm not saying that. I'm saying roles that you feel comfortable with, that you can go to ranked, and that you're going to use your full capabilities to help the team. Now, talking about ranked, you should always know the basics of every single position, so that if you are forced into it, which will happen in ranks, trust me, it will happen someday. If you are forced to play support and you don't know how to play support, that's a pain, you know. So at least know the basics of every single position. That's really important. Now, tip number 3. Only play ranked with a cool head. Now, what do I mean by this? It's very simple. I'm going to tell you an example that will explain this to you. So you are playing Jace in the mid lane, and your teammate Lee Sin, the jungler, comes for a gank, and the enemy Veigar is pushed, right? It's pushed. You are pushing the lane. The enemy Veigar is roughly in the mid lane, like in the mid of the mid lane. So he comes from behind, and Veigar flashes, and Lee Sin flashes, try to land a Q, but he misses. So he ward jumps and tries to kill the Veigar, but doesn't work because he locks him down with his E, and then just wrecks him and destroys him. Now, there are 2 roads ahead of it. You have the angry you, the angry version, and the happy version, the cool head version. I'm going to tell you the angry version first, okay? So you tell him, what the fuck are you doing, man? Why did you go in? I didn't ask you for anything. What are you doing? Just feeding. Please stop. What is this? And Lee Sin is going to be pissed at you, as it is pretty obvious, and is going to, oh fuck you, you suck, should have followed, oh blah blah, I'm not going to gank you anymore. That will absolutely destroy the mood of the team. Then bot lane will say something, that top lane will say something, and you won't focus on the game. And if you don't focus on the game and on the objectives, you will lose. Now, second version, a cool-headed version. Same thing, same example. But Lee Sin does exactly same thing, right? Exact same thing. Dies, double buff to Veigar, everything is the same. The difference is, you tell Lee Sin, oh, next time you should be more careful, please. We don't want to feed Veigar, or he will just destroy us late game. And Lee Sin is like, oh, this guy is a nice guy. Alright. Oh, sorry, mate. Next time I'll be more careful, and I will tell you when I will gank, and yada yada yada. And the mood just lightens up. It gets very nice. Everyone is happy there. There's team communication, and you have a higher chance of winning. Now, I'm not saying having a cool head will guarantee you a win. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is to increase your chances of winning. It will, because there will be more communication between the team itself, right? Tip number 4. Now this is a little far-fetched, and I'm sorry for it, but tip number 4 is know every single champion the best that you can. Why is this important? Well, not only it is important so that when you are playing the champion, you are very good at it, and you can possibly use it to all of his capabilities, to all of his kit. Also, when you are playing against him, for example, if you're playing versus Morgana, you know that her Q just stuns you forever, you go AFK, but you know that if you dodge it, the cooldown is pretty good, it's pretty big. So if you can dodge that, you can go ham afterwards, right? If you bait her to use the black shield, then you can go ham on her. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry. Man, my throat is killing me. Alright, as I was saying, you gotta know your champions so that you can counterplay them when you are playing against them. That's one of the main things that you need to do to get better at this game. Know champions by heart, try to know them the best that you can. It is very time consuming, yes I know, but League is a very complex game, and of course it will take you a long time to master it. Tip number 5 is divided into 4 parts, right? Part number 1, farm well. I think I don't need to explain this. Farm gets you items get you power spikes. Power spikes allow you to beat your opponent and try to win the game. Try to beat the lane and then win the game, right? What you want to do is to look at a certain number. If you can get 80 CS, CS means creeps slain. If you can get 80 CS at the 10 minutes mark, you're already pretty good, right? You want to look for that every single time if you can. Now, if you are better than that, amazing. If you are not as good, improve it. You have lots of time to improve it, right? Of course, it is for the laners, ADCs, top laners, and mid laners, junglers, and supports. Don't enter this. Part number 2 of this tip, vision. Now, vision is power. Okay, vision gives you the information that you need to do counter plays, to play safe or to play aggressive, to freeze lanes, to do everything that you need in this game, right? And please stop blaming your support, okay? League of Legends has a limit of 3 green wards and 1 pink ward. It allows me, as a main support, to cover 1/4 of the map in an efficient way. If I ward the bushes and all of that. 1/4. The other 3/4, I cannot do anything. Now, if you are a mid laner or a top laner and you have 100 gold when you leave base, and instead of buying a pink ward, you decide to buy 2 delicious biscuits. I know, delicious at all. Okay, very nutritious and all of that. But if you are in a mid game for like 25 minutes in, you need the pink ward way more than you need the freaking potion. Trust me. Okay, so please help your support by pink words. And yeah, part number 3 of tip number 5. This is very connected to just the one I just said. Get your trinket upgrades, please. I don't know how many times last season I asked for my teammates to get the freaking trinket upgrades. 10 minutes later, they wouldn't have them. They almost never had them. I was the only one that had the freaking trinket upgrade in the totality of the 10 players. It's insane. It's insane. I mean, 8 players, because the other support would get it as well. It's insane, man. Like, and now it's free. So please, please get the freaking trinket upgrade now. What you want to do normally is to have 4 far sight alterations and 1 of the sleeping lens, the upgraded one, of course. Or you can have 3 alterations and then 2 oracles if you want to clear more wards. If your enemy team is putting a lot of wards on the map, you should do that. Right? Now, last part of the last tip, go for the objectives, please. Please, I'm going to tell you an example. Very simple example, right? So that you understand. You are 50 minutes into the game, right? And you are fighting 5 versus 5. Dragon is up. You are fighting around the dragon pit, and you win the fight. Also, by the way, I forgot to mention, mid lane, your minions are pushing in. Minions are pushing into the inner turret, right? So getting back to the fight. So you win the fight very convincingly. 3 of your members leave, you, the support, AD carry, and the top laner. On the enemy team, there's only 1 person that survives. The Bard, the enemy support. What do? Do you do dragon? The first dragon, by the way, it's the first dragon of the game. Do you do dragon? Do you push the inner turret? Or do you go after Bard? Of course you go after Bard, don't you? And then you waste your time just chasing him through the jungle, and he jukes you all over the place, then he stuns you against the wall, and uses his magical journey to get out of the place. Lovely! And then you look at mid lane and you see, oh my god, there's a turret here, it is absolutely free to take. Oh my god, you're a genius! And then you go there, and then you freaking push it. And like, oh my god, this is amazing! And then the enemy team is already respawning, and they go after you, and you don't take the turret, and they kill you. The 3 of you. Yeah, and then the advantage that you had in gold just gets nullified because they just killed you. Oh, and you want to know better? Then they will push mid lane, they will get the turret, and then they will get dragon. Okay, so they'll get the advantage. What I'm saying here is, always go for the objectives. They are the most important thing in this game. Now, kills, of course, are important, especially in the early game, so that you can get some more gold and all of that. True story. Acing an enemy team is very important, but please don't chase the freaking support or whatever it is. If you win a fight convincingly, take the advantage. If you took the mid lane turret and the dragon, you will have a considerable lead in terms of tempo. Alright, you'll be ahead of the game probably, and you could manage the next play in a way better way to do it. Okay, what you want to do is take the first break when you can, take the Rift's Herald when you can, roughly around the 6-7 minute mark. If the lanes are pushed and you don't have the pressure, then sure you can do it, give it to your jungler or to a laner. Then do the Drake at the same time, and Baron. By the way, be careful with Baron, okay? Some games you don't need it. If you are super ahead, you don't need it. Just do it if you are safe, because Baron is utmost freaking throw that you can have in the game. Be very careful when you do Baron. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys and girls for watching, really. It means a lot to me. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up. If you disliked the video, please leave me a dislike button. please click the dislike button. But most of all, what I want is a comment. Please, if you have the spare time, leave me a comment. Please, I'm asking. Just want to interact with you guys and girls. It'd be awesome to me. But I digress. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys and girls next time. Peace.